Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking Chinese phrases. That's a translation of contemporary technology. Okay, today we're going to talk about 生命科学, life sciences. Okay, or life science. I forgot if it's a plural form. But most contemporary translations of the new technologies, that's kind of after the Renaissance, after the technological understanding of the world from the West, that Chinese once imported such concept because it was not grown from its land. It's not agrarian society based. It must come after the Industrial Revolution to have the type of technological advancement, right? I mean, off topic, but Chinese would grab two characters from its vocabulary database, map it as close as possible as the translator's understanding of this English, normally one English word concept, what that means. So boil it down to represented by two Chinese characters. So that's the formation we came across a lot. Okay, 生命科学, 生命 is about life, and 科学 about science. Both of them are big topics, and let's unpack how Chinese view what is life. Okay, life have two qualities or two aspects. One is it gotta be alive. So Chinese have a life definition here, which is plant-based. We are using a plant symbol, which is this trident-looking thing. That means it's something growing, it's a sun facing, right? Reaching out toward the sun. That's normally how plant would look in life. And that's the abstraction of a generic plant. And then this first horizontal line is the ground level. So the plant have its above ground and below ground, two portions. And of course, the above ground portion are visible to us humans because we're above the ground. And then the second horizontal line is an indicator pointing toward, if you see, it intersect to the very tip of the root of the plant. That means language creators want to draw your attention to the tip of the root. It is the plant that's still rooted, that's still alive. Eventually, this plant-based icon transferred to all kinds of living things. And that simply means it has a life. It has this bio process still going on. It's not it's an organic thing. It's not inorganic. Okay. If life and death in this living icon talks about kind of a snapshot of is it live or dead, or is it a live organic or inorganic? If it's taking a snapshot of things, this life then goes through the temporal sense of the sequence about this living experience. So this word 生命 packs in two dimensions. One is about a binary. Is it alive or dead? Or is it organic or inorganic? And the second dimension is about the journey of life. And this journey concept is made of this kind of triangle shape, even if it's breaking on here. But this triangle shape there are two readings of the triangle. One is it talks about a gathering of things. And the second is talks about the structure of things. So structure, kind of a pyramid, societal structure gives you that sense of one is, this power structure. Somebody is ruling over many people underneath it, right? And then the gathering means there are a lot of them together. Okay. Then that's the top. You can plug in two types of readings there. The bottom, then the mouse symbol means somebody is speaking. In particular, it's giving orders. It's telling others what to do. And then this part is this side view of hunched over person. So that person kind of hunching, and this is the hunched back. And here is kind of stylized. It's hard to see because it's abstract, and I've been doing this long enough to know what exactly. It's talking about a person sitting on their heels, and this heel was not exactly expressed in here, but in its original form or in other interpretations or other renderings of this character, it has this person kneeling, not exactly kneeling, but sitting on the heel, and that shows submission. It shows once you fold your legs, it's hard for you to stand up and attack, right? So that shows you give up your ability to attack. That shows the submission. And somebody giving instruction, somebody taking the instruction. That means following the order. So if you look at it, the triangle as this power structure. So there is somebody who is giving instruction or giving the order, and there are other people taking the order. There is this power dynamic going on. That in the context of living or describing a life, that means somebody, this somebody is most likely from the perspective of whoever is taking the order. Through this power structure, it's like somebody is under the rule of some higher power that giving them the order what to do. And you can put it in an ancient societal context as you live in a societal fabric, right? You cannot, if you're not a ruler, then you're the one who are taking orders from the ruler, and that's your destiny. So that's one interpretation. The second interpretation is this is not even a human mouse. This could be the supernatural, the invisible hand of things that's beyond our control, beyond our understanding, but who is, I guess, not through a verbalized way, but indirect way to direct our life. So if we're viewing our life through this sequential event connected perspective, we are living through the script written by somebody else. So if we're act as an actor in life, then the director is beyond us. We don't exactly know. We're just acting out this pre-written scripture of how we're supposed to live our life. So that's the second dimension of what 生命 in Chinese concept is about. It has both the quality of being alive and a quality of traveling through life. And together, 生命 is the Chinese way to pin down this living things. And that's translated as life in general. Because in English, life also can be interpreted in different things, right? But Chinese pair 生 with 命 together. It means somebody who is still living and living through that sequence of their life. So that's Chinese definition of life. Okay, and 科学, all right. We have 学 paired with a lot of different type of studies. So basically it's a field of study. We pair 科 in the front, and 科 essentially means from the agrarian society, it means classification of crops. Okay, so this classification of crops, we have a crop symbol on the left, and then we have the measuring of the volume of the crops on the right. So this measuring thing, you can almost see a three-dimensional image through this 2D rendering, right? It has markers of different height. So it's basically your measuring cup, right? It has different markers of the height. And then I guess people standardize that. So everybody knows what's the volume it's measuring. And then this almost give you a three-dimensional illusion, like there is a bottom there. And then that's the container, meant for be the container to measure the volume of the crop. And this measuring then paired with crop to mean not only measuring the volume, like how much you produce, but this measuring can be measuring other types features of the crop to determine what type of crop that is. It's not only based on the quantity, but quality as well. So classification in contemporary usage, most likely it's like a qualification of things. It's based, it's a merging of both quantity and the quality of things, and together we classify something based on X number of features of the things you want to classify. And the ancient practice here is just showing you the measuring of the crop, and implied that through measuring, you can be able to then classify, is it, the AAA grade level of rice, something like that. So this crop symbol made of the tree symbol, the canopy of the tree, the root of the tree, and then the trunk of the tree. That's the basic tree structure. And then the tilted top or the tip of the tree, that gives you the image of when crops are ripening, the tip of the plant are tilted. So that classification, this could eventually extended into, I guess, science in whatever specific domains involves classification of things. Either you study zoology, animals, or study human, right? Their classification it's one of the basic functions for science. So somebody who was translating science into Chinese then just used this classification function as the fundamental, I guess, one of the major rules or roles that science play is to classify things. And the study after it simply means it's the field of study. We didn't spell out the field of study, right? But we just add study after it. It's the study about classification, and that's Chinese science. So about a study, we have this cross-generational image going on. This looking thing is our three-finger hand symbol upside down. So these are the three fingers. You can view it almost like this. That means double-handed, upside down. It's from the other perspective. If from your perspective, it will look something like this from the bottom of the screen. But if it's hand reaching down from the top of the screen, it's not you, it's somebody else. And in this context, when it pairs with the baby, which is this big-headed, one torso and two hands raised, pick me up position, that's the baby's common image and behavior, right? And that's abstraction of the baby. When we pair it in the context of that, you can view it as, well, at the beginning stage of the baby, it will be caregiver, right? In this case, it's the knowledge guide to the baby. So this would be, I guess, qualified adult who were assigned as the communal information or knowledge passer to the babies. And this relates to how educational system worked in ancient Chinese society. It's a communal effort. Families gather together to pool resources to have this, I guess, the kind of a private school only in ancient times. So this two hands, then that means adult teacher's hands. So hand, baby, so the teacher, the teachee, right? Both of them, there is this cross-generational in knowledge transformation. And then this big arch thing simply is a shelter, shelter you from the weather elements. So it's a safe, secure environment where the babies or the young kids gather, and there is adult handing over. Okay, the crosses here can be interpreted as network of knowledge. You can view it as the content they are teaching over. So it's not only single data points. I mean, that's important because Chinese ancient time of learning is reciting, memorizing a lot of passages from the ancient saints or philosophers. So eventually that person needs to build up the network of understanding of things. And the second view of that is this is sitting on top of this shelter. So it's not just a regular shelter. It's a kind of a temple looking with elaborated, intricate woodworks on the rooftop of this shelter. So because it's a communal effort, so it's the funding would be beyond a single household would able to afford, right? So it got this elaborate roofing to show this is a place where you're going to have your kids get educated, and the communal effort is to give them the best environment, and that's probably the best housing in the town, in that community. So that shows that Chinese ancient society really value education, and they put this elaborate housing for kids for school back then. Okay, so that's study. 生命科学 together means life sciences. Okay, it's plural form. Okay, because probably it encompass multiple different subcategories or disciplines. And over here, I'm just showing this supposedly antibiotics or some sort of life supporting medicine. So pharmaceutical companies under the life science, and that's our contemporary science that developed into to cure disease, understanding life, extending life, all that fall onto this 生命科学 category, right? Catching to currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie Sienna today.